All right, so you're getting ready for a computer hardware test technician interview.
Congratulations.
We're diving deep into RoleCatcher's guides today,
Yeah.
using their insights to help you really nail it.
So,
Think of it as like a cheat sheet to understanding what interviewers are looking for
right.
and crafting answers that will make you shine.
And what's great is that RoleCatcher uses AI
Ooh,
to tailor its guidance to this specific role.
nice.
So you're not getting generic interview tips. You're getting advice that's laser focused on helping you become a computer hardware test technician.
Exactly. And we'll even touch on how RoleCatcher's AI can help you personalize your answers
Yes.
and get feedback to boost your confidence even further.
Yeah.
But first, let's paint a picture of what this job actually entails.
Sure.
We're not talking about casual computer use here, right?
Definitely not. You'll be deeply involved in the hands-on testing of circuit boards,
Okay.
computer chips, even whole computer systems.
Wow.
It's about analyzing how hardware is configured, running tests to ensure everything functions as it should, and ultimately being a problem solver when things go wrong.
Okay, so it's not just sitting at a desk all day.
It can involve desks and labs, yes,
Okay.
but you might also find yourself in a manufacturing environment.
Right.
It really depends on the specific company and role.
Got it. So let's say you're in that interview
Okay.
and they hit you with, what inspired you to become a computer hardware test technician? What's the best way to approach this?
This is where you want to stand out from the crowd.
Okay.
I love computers is too generic.
Right.
Think about what sparked your passion for this specific field.
Yeah.
Was there a project you worked on,
Mhm.
a technical challenge you overcame, or
Yeah.
even a specific piece of hardware that fascinated you?
So instead of just saying, I've always been good with computers,
Yeah.
I might talk about the time I built my own PC
Exactly.
and the thrill of troubleshooting a faulty RAM module.
Exactly. That shows a genuine interest in the intricacies of hardware
Oh.
and a drive to understand how things work at a deeper level.
Love it. Now, what about the question, what experience do you have with hardware testing tools and software?
Okay.
How much detail should you go into?
This is your chance to showcase your technical expertise.
Right.
Don't just rattle off a list of tools.
Mm.
Instead, be specific about your proficiency level with each one.
Okay.
For example, you could say, I'm proficient with oscilloscopes and have 2 years of experience using them to analyze waveforms and troubleshoot circuits.
So quantify your experience whenever possible.
Yes.
That makes sense. It's way more impactful than just saying, oh yeah, I've used one of those.
Right. And don't forget to mention any relevant software you've used as well.
Right.
The interviewer is looking for concrete evidence of your skills and abilities.
Now, here's one that feels like it's digging into your work style.
Okay.
How do you ensure your testing procedures are accurate and reliable? What are they really getting at with this question?
They're assessing your attention to detail.
Yeah.
And your understanding of testing methodology. You want to emphasize your meticulous approach.
Okay.
Talk about the importance of following standardized procedures
Right.
and documenting every step of the process.
So it's not just about getting the job done.
Yeah.
It's about doing it right
Yes.
and being able to prove it right.
Precisely. You could even mention specific techniques you use to minimize errors, like double-checking measurements,
Okay.
using calibrated equipment,
Mm-hmm.
or conducting multiple test runs to validate your results.
I like that it really showcases a commitment to accuracy and reliability.
Yes.
Okay, let's move on to a question that I think a lot of people struggle with.
Okay.
How do you manage your testing schedule when working on multiple projects simultaneously? Time management is key in any role,
Yes.
but especially in a fast-paced environment like this, I imagine.
Absolutely. The interviewer wants to see that you can prioritize tasks,
Okay.
stay organized, and meet deadlines even when juggling multiple responsibilities. Yeah.
This is a good opportunity to talk about any project management tools or techniques you use.
So I might mention using something like Trello or Asana to track my progress,
Yes.
break down tasks into smaller chunks, and prioritize based on deadlines.
Exactly. You can also talk about your communication skills,
Okay.
explaining how you keep project managers informed about your progress,
Mm-hmm.
and any potential roadblocks.
Right.
The key is to demonstrate a proactive and organized approach to managing your workload.
Okay, here comes the curveball question. How do you handle unexpected issues that arise during the testing process? There are always surprises in tech, right?
That's why this question is all about showcasing your problem-solving skills.
Okay,
Don't panic.
right.
Instead, walk the interviewer through your methodical approach to troubleshooting.
So instead of just saying, I'd try to figure it out,
Yeah,
I would outline a step-by-step process, like identifying the symptoms,
exactly.
isolating the problem,
Mm,
consulting documentation.
yes. And collaborating with developers if needed.
That's it. You want to demonstrate a logical and systematic approach to problem solving.
Okay.
You could even mention specific troubleshooting techniques you've used in the past, highlighting your ability to think critically and find creative solutions.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
It shows that you can handle pressure and think on your feet,
Yes.
which are valuable skills in any technical role.
Exactly. And remember, even if you don't have all the answers,
Okay.
demonstrating a willingness to learn and seek help when needed is a positive attribute.
Great point. Now let's talk about standards and compliance.
Okay.
How would you approach the question? How do you ensure that your testing meets industry standards and compliance requirements?
This question is designed to assess your knowledge of industry regulations and your commitment to following them.
Okay.
You'll want to mention specific standards relevant to hardware testing, such as those set by the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers, IEE, or the International Electrotechnical Commission, IEC.
So I should name the specific standards.
Yes.
And talk about how I incorporate them into my testing process.
Yes, and don't forget to emphasize the importance of documentation.
Right.
Explain how you maintain detailed records of your testing procedures to demonstrate compliance.
So it's not just about knowing the standards.
Yeah.
It's about being able to prove that you're adhering to them.
Exactly. Thorough documentation is crucial in regulated industries, and the interviewer wants to see that you understand that.
Okay, let's switch gears a bit and talk about staying current in this ever-evolving field.
Okay.
How would you respond to the question? How do you stay up to date with the latest hardware testing advancements and industry trends?
This is your chance to show that you're a lifelong learner and you're passionate about staying ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Talk about your commitment to professional development,
Okay.
mentioning specific resources you use to keep your knowledge fresh.
Like attending industry conferences, subscribing to technical journals, participating in online forums, or even taking online courses.
Exactly. And don't be afraid to mention specific examples of how you've applied your learning to real-world situations.
Oh, okay.
The interviewer wants to see that you're not just absorbing information,
Right.
you're actively using it to improve your skills.
That's great advice.
Yeah.
Okay, let's tackle a question that's all about optimization.
Sure.
How do you ensure your testing process is efficient and effective?
Okay.
This is where you showcase your analytical skills and your commitment to continuous improvement.
Okay.
Talk about how you approach process improvement using data analysis to identify bottlenecks and inefficiencies.
So I might mention tracking key metrics like test cycle time or defect rates.
That's a great example.
Okay.
You could also talk about collaborating with developers to improve the testability of the hardware,
Right.
implementing automation to reduce manual effort, or developing new testing tools to make your work more efficient.
I love that approach. It shows that you're not just going through the motions.
Yeah.
You're actively thinking about how to make things better.
And that's a valuable quality in any employee.
Okay, we're getting close to wrapping up this section, but I want to make sure we cover communication skills as well.
Sure.
How would you approach the question? How do you ensure your testing results are accurately documented and communicated to stakeholders?
This is where you highlight your ability to convey technical information clearly and concisely, both in written and verbal form.
Right.
Talk about your approach to documentation,
Okay.
emphasizing the importance of clarity, completeness, and accuracy.
So I might mention using templates to ensure consistency, proofreading carefully to eliminate errors, and organizing information logically so it's easy to understand.
Exactly. And don't forget to mention your communication style.
Right.
Explain how you tailor your communication to different audiences.
Okay.
Using technical language with developers.
Yeah.
And providing high-level summaries for managers.
That's important. It shows that you can adapt your communication style to different situations.
Yes.
And effectively convey information to a variety of stakeholders.
That's right. And remember, effective communication is crucial for collaboration and ensuring that everyone is on the same page.
Okay, one final question before we move on. Can you walk me through your approach to troubleshooting hardware issues?
Right.
This feels like the ultimate test of your technical expertise.
This is your chance to shine and demonstrate your deep understanding of hardware and your methodical approach to problem solving. Start by explaining your understanding of the specific hardware involved, outlining your knowledge of its components and functionalities.
So I might mention my familiarity with different types of processor, memory modules, or motherboards, depending on the specific hardware being tested.
Exactly. Then walk the interviewer through your troubleshooting process step by step. Explain how you would identify the symptoms. Isolate the problem, and use your technical knowledge to diagnose the root cause.
I might talk about using diagnostic tools, running tests, analyzing error codes, or even consulting schematics to pinpoint the issue.
Perfect. And don't forget to emphasize your ability to think critically. And apply your knowledge to real-world situations. The interviewer wants to see that you can not only identify problems, but also solve them effectively.
This has been incredibly helpful. I feel like I have a much better understanding of how to approach those tricky interview questions.
I am glad to hear that. Remember, practice makes perfect. The more you familiarize yourself with these questions and craft thoughtful responses, the more confident you'll feel during the interview.
Absolutely. And speaking of preparation, let's not forget about the amazing resources that RoleCatcher offers. Their AI-powered platform can help you tailor your answers and get personalized feedback to make your interview prep even more effective.
That's right. RoleCatcher's AI analyzes job descriptions, identifies keywords, and provides specific tips and sample answers tailored to the role you're applying for.
It's like having a personal interview coach in your pocket.
Exactly.
And we'll dive deeper into how RoleCatcher's AI can give you that extra edge in a bit. But first, let's take a look at some of the valuable career insights you can find in the RoleCatcher Career Guide for computer hardware test technicians.
Sure. All right, let's shift gears a bit. And explore the bigger picture of this career path. The RoleCatcher Career Guide is packed with insights that can help you understand where this role can take you.
That's what I love about RoleCatcher. It's not just about getting the job. It's about understanding the entire career trajectory. So what kind of progression can someone expect in this field?
Well, the guide breaks down different career stages, from entry level all the way up to senior positions, highlighting the responsibilities and skills you typically acquire along the way.
So you can see what your future might look like as you gain experience.
Exactly. For example, an entry-level technician might focus on basic testing procedures and troubleshooting under supervision. As you progress, you might lead small testing projects, develop quality control procedures, and even collaborate with design teams to improve hardware testability.
That's great to know. It's not just a one-size-fits-all role. There's room for growth and specialization.
Absolutely. And the guide also highlights key certifications that can demonstrate your expertise.
Oh, nice.
And open doors to new opportunities.
I was going to ask about certifications. Which ones are particularly valuable in this field?
Well, the CompTIA A+ certification is a great starting point, as it covers a broad range of computer hardware and software fundamentals. As you gain experience, you might consider the Network Plus or Security Plus certifications to demonstrate your knowledge of networking and security concepts, which are increasingly important in hardware testing.
So these certifications aren't just pieces of paper. They actually signal to employers that you have a certain level of knowledge and expertise.
Exactly. And they demonstrate your commitment to professional development. Which is always a plus in the eyes of hiring managers.
What else does the guide cover in terms of career insights?
It also provides valuable tips on networking. Which is crucial for building connections and learning from experienced professionals in the computer hardware industry.
I was thinking about that earlier. How important is networking in this field? And what are some effective strategies?
Networking is essential, especially if you're looking to advance your career or explore new opportunities. The guide recommends attending industry events, joining relevant LinkedIn groups, and even reaching out to people for informational interviews.
Informational interviews are a great way to learn about different roles in companies.
Yes.
And to get your foot in the door. I've had some really insightful conversations through informational interviews.
Me too.
Yeah.
They're a fantastic way to expand your network and gain valuable insights from people who are already working in the field.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You can ask them about their career path, the challenges they faced, and the skills they found to be most valuable.
This is all great information, but I'm also curious about the day-to-day realities of the job. What are some of the pros and cons of being a computer hardware test technician?
Well, one of the biggest pros is that it's very hands-on work.
Okay.
You're not just sitting at a desk all day. You're actually working with hardware, troubleshooting problems, and seeing the results of your efforts.
That's definitely appealing to people who like to tinker and solve problems.
Yes.
What about the job stability in this field?
The job outlook for computer hardware test technicians is generally positive.
Okay.
With a steady demand for skilled professionals, the tech industry is constantly evolving.
Right.
Which means there's always a need for people who can test and ensure the quality of new hardware products.
That's reassuring to know. It sounds like a field with good growth potential.
Yeah.
What about the learning curve? Is it a steep learning curve for someone new to this field?
There's definitely a learning curve, but that's also part of what makes it so engaging. You're constantly learning new technologies.
Okay.
Testing methodologies, and troubleshooting techniques.
Right.
If you're someone who enjoys continuous learning and keeping up with the latest advancements, you'll thrive in this environment.
So it's a good fit for people who are naturally curious and enjoy the challenge of figuring things out?
Yes.
What about the potential downsides? Are there any aspects of the job that might be considered drawbacks?
Well, like any job, there can be downsides.
Okay.
Depending on the specific work environment, it can be physically demanding.
Right.
Especially if you're working in a manufacturing setting or spending long hours standing or sitting.
That makes sense.
Yep.
Are there any other potential downsides to consider?
Some people might find the work repetitive at times, especially if they're working on large-scale testing projects that involve running the same tests over and over again.
I can see how that could be a drawback for some people.
Yeah.
What about the level of stress in this role?
Deadlines and the pressure to meet quality standards can sometimes lead to stressful situations.
Right.
It's important to have strong time management and problem-solving skills to effectively handle those challenges.
So it's not all smooth sailing,
Yeah.
but the challenges can also be part of what makes it rewarding, right?
Absolutely. Overcoming challenges and contributing to the success of a project can be incredibly satisfying.
That's awesome.
And remember, the skills you develop in this role, like problem-solving, critical thinking, and attention to detail, are highly transferable and can benefit you throughout your career, even if you decide to explore other paths in the future.
That's a great point. It sounds like a role that can provide a solid foundation for a variety of career paths within the tech industry.
Exactly. And now that we've explored the broader career landscape,
Right.
let's circle back to those crucial interview questions.
Yeah.
And how RoleCatcher's AI can help you craft winning responses.
Yes, let's dive into how RoleCatcher can give you that extra edge when preparing for your interview. All right, we've covered a lot of ground today.
Yes, we have.
From specific interview questions to the broader career path of a computer hardware test technician.
Yeah.
But before we wrap up,
Okay.
let's zoom in on how RoleCatcher's AI can be your secret weapon in the interview process.
It's really impressive how RoleCatcher goes beyond generic advice. Their AI digs into the specifics of the job you're applying for, helping you tailor your answers to impress the hiring manager.
Okay, break it down for me. How does that actually work?
Well, imagine uploading your resume and the job description to RoleCatcher.
Okay.
Their AI analyzes both, identifying keywords, skills, and experience that align with the role.
Okay.
It's like having an expert recruiter highlighting exactly what the employer is looking for.
So it's not just about what you think is important.
Right.
It's about understanding what the employer prioritizes.
Exactly, and that's where the real magic happens.
Ooh, okay.
RoleCatcher then uses this analysis to suggest specific talking points, keywords, and even sample answers tailored to the specific job.
Wow, so you're not just memorizing generic responses, you're actually incorporating language and examples that are relevant to the role.
Right, and it goes beyond just providing answers.
Okay.
RoleCatcher's AI can also give you personalized feedback on your responses.
Really?
You can practice answering common interview questions and get AI-powered insights on how to improve your delivery, clarity, impact.
That's incredible. It's like having a personal interview coach providing real-time feedback.
And the best part, you can access all of these amazing AI-powered features right from your phone or computer.
Nice.
It's convenient, accessible, and incredibly effective.
I'm super impressed with how RoleCatcher is using AI to level up the interview prep game.
Yeah.
It really empowers you to present your best self and showcase your skills in a way that resonates with employers.
I completely agree. It's a game changer for anyone preparing for a computer hardware test technician interview.
Yeah.
Or any job interview, for that matter.
Well, you've given our listeners a ton of great advice and insights today.
I hope so.
Do you have any final thoughts to leave them with as they embark on this exciting career path?
I would encourage you to embrace the challenge.
Okay.
Hardware testing is a constantly evolving field that requires a curious mind and a passion for problem solving.
Yes.
As you prepare for your interview, think about the most surprising or challenging hardware issue you've encountered and how you tackled it. That real-world experience will shine through and demonstrate your passion and expertise.
That's a great point. Reflecting on your own experiences will not only help you craft authentic and compelling answers, but it will also remind you why you're drawn to this field in the first place.
Exactly. And remember, thorough preparation is key. The more you understand the role, the company, and the questions you might be asked, the more confident and prepared you'll feel on interview day.
And don't forget to leverage the incredible resources that RoleCatcher offers.
Yeah.
Their AI-powered platform can give you that extra edge and help you stand out from the competition.
Absolutely.
Best of luck in your interview.
Good luck.
We're confident that with the right preparation and a positive mindset, you'll land that dream job.
I agree.
That's it for our deep dive today.
It was a pleasure.
We'll be back next time with another fascinating topic and more actionable insights to help you navigate your career journey.
I look forward to it.
Until then, keep learning, keep growing, and keep diving deep.